Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's AMA session on Blended M.Tech in EV technology at IIT Bhubaneswar in association with evACAD. It's a real privilege today to have three speakers on the panel who, among them, cover the entire journey of how a vehicle comes to life, from vehicle development and system engineering to EV research and technology leadership. Let me walk you through who they are before we start the session. First, we have with us Dr. Ajay, an engineering leader with over 35 years of experience across automotive, defense, and industry technology. He has held senior leadership position at companies like Skoda, Volkswagen India, Mahindra and Mahindra, Tech Mahindra, Mahindra Defense System, and Tata Motors. He has worked across vehicle electronics, system integration, product development, and engineering, emerging technologies like ADAS. At present, he advises and mentors through evACAD and other government and private organizations. In short, Dr. Ajay brings on this panel a practitioner view of how vehicle technologies are designed, integrated, validated, and then scaled in the real world. Alongside Dr. Ajay, we have Mr. Vikrant Vaidya, an EV systems engineering expert with over 2 decades of experience across automotive engineering, powertrain integration, controls, calibration, and vehicle energy management. He has held senior level roles at General Motors, Tata Motors, and at TCS. He has worked on projects for large OEMs like Jaguar Land Rover, General Motors, and Stellantis Group. He is the co-founder and president of evACAD and also the practice lead and partner for EV systems engineering practice at P Manifold. P Manifold here is a consulting business of sustainability and green energy. Now, rounding up the panel with us is Dr. Ankit Dalal from IIT Bhubaneswar, who is an electrical machine design expert and an assistant professor, where he leads research on motors for electric vehicle, unmanned system, and medical application. Before moving into academia, he has worked at companies like Portscape, Ather Energy, and NFTDC, designing BLDC and PMSM motors for EV and hybrid applications. Now, summing up the entire panel where Dr. Ajay brings the leadership lens, Mr. Vikrant brings the system level view, Dr. Ankit brings a strong blend of academic design and hands-on industry experience in one of the most critical areas of electric mobility, that is EV motor design and development. So that's a brief about the panelists today we have. And before we open the floor, I want to lay emphasis on the point that this is not a typical webinar. This is an Ask Me Anything session hosted for professionals who are seriously exploring opportunities in the rapidly evolving EV industry and are considering to advance their career by pursuing a master's degree. Feel free to ask your questions throughout the session. Your questions may be or maybe not around only electric vehicle technology, but also the industry trends. This webinar will help you to understand why pursuing an M.Tech in EV technology from IIT Bhubaneswar is the right next step for your career. Okay, so before we wait for the participants to recollect their thoughts and throw their questions at us, I would like to start with the first question towards the panelists. Uh, right now in India, from the policy side, we have seen a strong push from the government through the FAME 1 and 2, then PM E-Drive initiatives. That has given a real push to the industries and has, massively ramped up the adoption of EVs. Now, for a person who is already into the ecosystem, either on the ICE side or is looking to transition into this system or enter this system, my question to the panelists is, what do you think a structured learning helps or is useful in that scenario?
So, thanks, Anand, for the introduction and inviting this session for the interested participants if they want to go for higher studies. Uh, See, uh, even if you want to study some new technology, it is necessary that uh, you have to spend time, you have to put your efforts, and do your proper homework, and then you can look at your professional career in future. uh, there would be possibilities and there would be opportunities. Everybody is aware of the situation or the transition which is happening from conventional powertrain to the multi-fuel powertrain, I would say, and probably going into the electric vehicle technology, and further maybe uh, there would be hybrid technologies which will be used on these cars probably, for the mainly from the transportation sector. I'm not saying cars, but more of public transport, and two-wheeler, three-wheeler market would be flooded with electric vehicle technology. Passenger cars, yes, they are, they are looked at like a premium segment right now because of the constraints in the technology, but slowly they will also the EV regular segment, not too premium, but non-premium segment will also take over the EV technology in future. So as long as the future and the career empowerment is there, it is obvious that somebody should look at the technology as well. I am not here to explain only on EVs, but there would be multiple technologies connected with electric vehicle technology. That means the IoT is required, then autonomous driving is required, where ADAS technology and ADAS sensors are being used. uh, the technology which is a connected technology, where vehicle to vehicle to infrastructure, vehicle to grid, and vehicle to X probably is something which is very essential, because all these vehicles having um, the embedded systems associated with different functions, and the functional aspects are more focused in these vehicles. Why I am saying this is, earlier architecture of vehicles are basically a first level of architecture. Now it's a next generation architecture where function is important. And once you develop an architecture, focusing more onto the functions, it is necessary that you have to get associated with many of these technologies with these vehicles. So it's very clear that the transition is happening. The multiple level of technologies are, um, getting into their space in automotive and transportation area, and because of this there are a lot many opportunities. Don't look at a car as a EV car, but it's a complete ecosystem which is getting transformed here in this hybrid and EV technology sector.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful words. We have some questions from the participants. The first question that we have from Somnath, I would like Mr. Vikrant to take this up. Somnath is saying that I'm a program manager with 17 years of experience in automobile industry. How this MTech will help me grow in career and learning. Mr. Vikrant has a decade back been the other side of the table where he was also pursuing an executive master's while working in the automobile industry. So I guess he would be the best person to answer this one. Over to you, Mr. Vikrant.
Sure. Thanks, Anand. Yeah, it was also a point where I was getting into program management for General Motors India portfolio. So yeah, it kind of is a flashback for me. But yeah, how it helps. First of all, program manager's role is critical in terms of systems engineering, because you are not doing core technology research, but you are responsible for integrating the technology into the product, right? You will have your colleagues doing, developing solutions, developing powertrain architectures, and so on. But you would actually be working on which powertrain, what size battery, what type of voltage levels, what integration with public charging infrastructure. So all these will be what the program teams will be managing, as far as not just EVs but overall electrification of the automobiles goes. So why am I saying not just EVs and electrification of uh, uh, automotive vehicle is because uh, as we understand it, EVs are battery electric vehicles, but you have hybrids, which are kind of stopgap, where you still have IC engine, but your primary traction is through batteries and the motor. Then you have battery electric vehicles. And then looking ahead would be also, you would have heard about fuel cell electric vehicles. So it's also an electric vehicle. So in a sense, electrification started with hybrid electrics, and it has now reached a point of no return. You will successively see uh, uh, electrification happening. So, be it CAFE pressures on the OEMs. Now, CAFE is going to be rolled out, which is corporate average fuel economy. It is going to be rolled out even for two and three wheelers. Till now, we were talking about cars. We are probably going into CAFE 3 in cars next year in India. But trucks are going to get CAFE, and even two wheelers would soon get CAFE, two wheelers, three wheelers. So uh, that means that your portfolio will have a cap at how much carbon dioxide you would emit. And without having zero emission technology products, you will not be able to, as a company, you will not be able to meet CAFE targets, and there will be hefty penalties around the non-compliance to those. Secondly, you will also see that as people realize the operating costs are much lower in electric vehicles, particularly the energy cost or the fuel cost. The government also pushes, because government gets, some independence in energy for transport sector. So around 15% of total energy consumption in our country is in transport sector. So you can imagine that's huge. 15% chunk is completely dependent on fossil fuel today, almost entirely, right? So that would be a huge difference in terms of the dependence of on energy is imported as fossil fuel. And then, of course, the climate angle. The climate angle is at the back of everything, because we see things now actually change. We are perceiving the change in climate. We have been warned before, but now last 4 or 5 years we have been seeing changes quite obvious. So it is also imperative that we move towards cleaner technologies, and electrification provides that opportunity, because the electric vehicle batteries, they do not care while they are charging where the electricity is coming from, whether it is generated using coal or diesel or wind or solar or hydro, it doesn't matter, right? So it's really a flexible fuel, as Ajay sir also had said. So I think successively as a program manager, you are going to see electrification in one form or other, be it battery electric, be it any other form of hybrid electric or fuel cell electric vehicles. And to integrate the technology best, you need to understand the technology. You need to iterate and try out things hands-on with how things run in the industry for you to be able to do your job best. And program management roles are well defined, and as you know the technology, as you work with that technology, you have your career paths up to say chief engineer or even product line manager, well marked into the industry, automotive industry. So I hope that answers your question. It was a little lengthy one, but I hope that answers your question.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Moving to the next question, we have one from Ria. I would request Dr. Ankit to take this up because this is something where someone he has been into the industry and now in the academy, he'll be better positioned to answer this. So, Dr. Ankit, Ria is asking that how can a mechanical, electrical, or electronic student, or for that matter, someone who is in the software engineering, wants to transition into the EV role. So, how can this happen to this program?
Okay. Thanks, Anand. If you can confirm that I am audible,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
will,
yeah.
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So good evening, everyone. Okay. So as the question is asked, it's mechanical, electrical, electronics, automotive, all the different domains. Now, as we see, Dr. Ajay uh, already gave a highlight about how the vehicles used to be perceived earlier and how they are being perceived now, or the kind of he very well described nowadays car that we should not look at it just as car but a ecosystem. When we say ecosystem, we are very much integrated with it. The vehicle is very much integrated with the rest of the things, along with humans, rest of the things that we see. And when we see just around us, you will see relevance to each and every our discipline of engineering, be it electrical, mechanical, electronics, softwares, right? Everything. So in that way, if on a larger perspective, if I see, definitely EVs or in general the automotive technologies, the way they are progressing, there is need and place for every engineering discipline, and they are getting highly integrated with each other. No more, it's no more like if you are an electrical engineer, but if you just know your core uh, uh, discipline, that is good enough. Things are changing fast, and that's where it is appreciated that at least you have uh, a basic understanding of different disciplines. Coming to particularly about the program which is there, so one thing definitely I would like to make it clear that this is a master's program. Whenever we are talking about a master's program, there is uh, you know a requirement that you have the prerequisite knowledge which is equivalent to a bachelor's program. Okay, that's where this is a master's program. So that is what is definitely expected. And if you look at the structure, so as we just now we talked about, if you look at EVs, it's not just okay, it is electric vehicle, so it's altogether relevant to electrical engineers. It's not the case in practice. So even if you look at the program, the way it has been designed, uh, three schools. So we have a school concept in IIT Bhubaneswar, where there are principal schools like School of Electrical and Computer Sciences, then Mechanical Sciences, then Materials, then Infrastructure, and so on. But here in this program, three schools have come together and designed this program, where there is School of Electrical and Computer Sciences, School of Mechanical Sciences, and a School of Metallurgy and Material Sciences. Uh, Meaning that the we will be covering through the program the basics of different disciplines, or the primary disciplines, I would say, which are very much necessary for anyone to understand the development that are happening on different levels through EVs. And it can be that the technology can further progress to like flex fuels and other things. But yeah, so if you look at the course structure, you will find core courses from electrical engineering, you will find from mechanical, as well as you will see on the battery side, which are primarily from material viewpoint, as well as there are courses where this disciplines are blended together. So that is how the courses are planned, so that you make a strong foundation. See, that is what the uh, objective of any academic program is. Like any academic program is not targeted towards making you expert in a very small domain or a very specific area, but rather give you a very strong foundation based on which you can build yourself based on your interest. And that's what this program has been designed for. I would request you to go to the detailed curriculum that will give you much more idea that what all different aspects of EV technology this program touches upon, and that can give you even more better idea on this. Yeah, I hope that was helpful and it answers the question that was asked.
Thank you, Dr. Ankit.
Yeah,
Now,
thanks,
yeah,
Dr. Ankit. I just want to add something here. This program is more structured towards electric vehicle technology. Now, when we say electric vehicle technology, it's battery and motor. Hmm. Those are the two major, uh, what I should say, two major subsystems which are involved into the vehicle. And when I say vehicle, it's not only two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler, or even a bus. Your EV technology, basically, drones are also a part of EV technology. Anyway, two-wheeler, three-wheelers, four-wheelers, bus technology, truck technology, anyway, will be there. It also goes into the multiple transportation systems like the metros, where electric metros are available, electric trains are available nowadays, uh, electric small boats or ships, small ships are also available. So I'm just saying there is a vast scope, learning this technology and applying these subsystems, or the subsystems or the components or overall technology which is connected with any other multiple technologies, as I mentioned, that this is something talks about ecosystem, a complete ecosystem. So there is an embedded device, there are embedded devices, there is a software, there is a integration software, there are different architectures, because the architecture which you normally use for passenger cars is completely different when you develop a electric bus or electric truck. So I mean, there are a lot of opportunities, in multiple different domains where these technologies will be, applicable.
okay. Thank you, Dr. Ajay, for sharing your insights on the question. Let's move ahead to the next question that we have. Rakesh is writing that he is currently working at a defense PSU, which is into electronics industry. He has done mechanical engineering. He wants to understand if this course and how this course will be helpful to him, and what are the career opportunities that will open up once he does this course and earns the degree.
Ankit sir.
Right. So yeah, sure. I was not sure if it is targeted to someone else, someone in particular. Uh, so with the mechanical background, certainly it is the course can be helpful. As I hope you followed the previous answer. There are courses from mechanical as well, but primarily the course is designed such that you get a overall, like you make a a strong foundation for EV technology, where especially three discipline, as I see, electrical, mechanical and materials are very important, and they are very much blended with each other if you look at the practical job roles or the practical technology development that is happening. So that's where, along with, definitely there are core mechanical courses as well, and along with that there are courses from electrical domains, there are courses on batteries which will give you exposure towards the other disciplines also, and in a way that will enable you for definitely multidisciplinary role which you can take up in your career path. Again, to highlight here, if you look at the curriculum, there are set of core courses and there are set of elective courses. So we understand that people might be there from completely electrical background, completely mechanical background. So that's where there are certain core courses which gives you exposure to different disciplines. But beyond that, depending on everyone's interest, they can take up electives which take you much deeper into the particular discipline that you are interested in. So there are dedicated electives from mechanical side, there are dedicated electives from electrical side, so that you can further take up. If you are, say, strong on the mechanical side and you want to further go deeper into those, that discipline, those aspects, so you can take up the respective electives. And definitely after the coursework, after the finish of coursework of 1 year, there is a project part for another 1 year or 2 semester, where you can definitely take up the project that you wish to do in the particular discipline, and develop your skills in the particular domain. uh, I hope that was helpful.
I hope, Rakesh, you got your answer. But before we move on, I would request Dr. Ajay to shed some light, as he has also worked in the defense sector, like how e-mobility is helping in the defense sector. So if you
So, uh, defense sector is more advanced than the conventional vehicle sector in India. When I was working for defense applications, and the armored vehicles where I was involved developing armored vehicles for different applications in defense. I was talking about 2009 and 10, where these many technologies which are already there in those vehicles, those applications with more of EV concepts were already developed, and the systems and the architecture which has been used are phenomenal. Uh, Basically, in defense, and when we say armored vehicles or vehicle category, there are different things, like uh, they consider mobility as one, then firepower is second, and third is the armored uh, survivability. So these are the three aspects are being considered while we develop our vehicles. So mobility, more of multiple number of electronic devices which needs to be integrated in the vehicle, which is now being worked in our cars. So even today, if you see the premium segment cars, where more than 60 or 70 electronic devices are already there in the car, and it's a very big challenge of how can we integrate those devices. Defense was ahead, after the aerospace, it comes defense. So aerospace was more advanced than defense, and then it comes to the technology, comes to the vehicle technology. And if you see today, when we say integration on a vehicle or any system is divided into mainly four parts. One is mechanical integration, second is electrical integration. So mechanical is how you place your devices, how you integrate your devices and subsystems into the vehicle, with you know all aspects of engineering. Like, you have to see the space availability, you have to see that your device itself should be small enough to accommodate it. Then your flexibility is important. Your brackets or the mountings are, common mountings have to be looked at, because there are multiple suppliers from where the devices will come from, and so many factors. Then second is your electrical integration, where a complete CAD engineering and wiring harness and everything has to be physical connections of each and every devices, sensors, systems, and everything. The third and important thing is the electronic integration, where the network topologies or network protocols have to be used. That means the way we in office environment we use LAN, local area network. So it is in automotive it is CAN, so controlled area network. So CAN plus Flex Ray plus LIN, and so many different protocols we have to use, and we have to have a proper architecture of uh, how those devices will talk to each other. When I say talk to each other, is sharing of information, sharing of data, which is a need of today's and future requirements in engineering. So that is the third thing. And fourth thing, which is more and most important, is the function. So how that function you integrate. For example, from, let us say, from camera sensors, some data is available, and uh, from from radio sensors or lidar, you have another data which is available, and then you have to fuse that information. You have to have a fusion between these two informations and create a the reasonable image to understand whether it is tree, or whether it is a pothole, or whether it is a speed breaker, or whether it is a car, bus, human, or animals. So this is something, and then the function is important, and whether the car has to be stopped, or the car has to be what that driver has to handle. So there is a information which has been fed to driver to take an action, and second is the action which driver has to take or car has to take, because in level 4 or level 5 of ADAS, then car has to take the action. So these are the things which are very important, and I believe, I fully believe that all the engineering, different branches, like mechanical, electrical, electronics is involved. As I have mentioned, that electronic integration is required, but there are multiple suppliers from where you are going to get those devices available for that particular application, and those uh, device manufacturers or subsystem manufacturers are also need the skilled manpower, mainly on the embedded electronics, mainly on the sensors and its technology, mainly on the artificial intelligence and machine learning or deep learning, and all those aspects of engineering. So this particular course will definitely supports all these branches, and definitely the participants have to seriously look into developing their career growth and plan accordingly. Yeah, thanks, Anand.
Thank you, Dr. Ajay, for that detailed explanation. Moving to the next question, I will request Mr. Vikrant and Dr. Ankit to collectively answer this. Ashwajit has asked that how this blended M.Tech in EV technology from IIT Bhubaneswar is different from other EV courses that are available today.
Sure. So largely what we have seen and what we have been working with at evACAD since its inception 7 years ago is how do we bring industry skills into organized learning? Because we all went through the academics before getting into the industry, and there was, maybe today that gap is lesser, but when I started my professional career 26 years back, it was quite a gap. And almost all of my learning was on the job. And at that time, probably we had the luxury of time as compared to today, that we could spend that on the job training. People were patient, managers were patient, and they let us develop ourselves. But today, I think the timelines have collapsed, crunched. At that time, a new vehicle launch from starting from prototype or starting from proof of concept would take around 4.5 5 years. It went down to around 3 years in IC engine, and in electric vehicles, we are talking about 1 to 1.5 years now. So I think this MTech, what it does is it brings you the industry, it brings to you the industry, so that you come out with those requisite skills ready to be applied at the job. Rather than going through the technology and the technical aspects alone, you will go through a lot of systems engineering aspects. You will go through even a lot of sourcing aspects. Sourcing meaning, how do you source the components? Now, one would say that, oh, great, if it were only for technical, I would always go with a permanent magnet motor, best efficiency. But then, does it really solve the problem for us? Does it really? I mean, there are other than efficiency aspects as well, right? And how much is the efficiency gain that you are talking about? Secondly, you also see how the laws of the land are, or how the regulations are, how the taxation is. So if you are importing a vehicle, or you are even importing a vehicle kit in India and only assembling the vehicle and selling it, uh, your taxation is way higher than if you are manufacturing 50, 60, 70% of the vehicle in India. So all these aspects, I don't think are taught in academics, large and large. Dr. Ankit can correct me. How do we navigate this as an industry? How do we look ahead? There are so many variants of a technology right now. Lithium ion, we say lithium ion batteries. There are n number of chemistries in lithium ion. We say motors. There are so many versions of motor and motor controller, motor control approaches, and so on, right? And you are also looking at addressing range anxiety through fast charging, through swapping, through many other technologies, be it battery swapping, be it even vehicle swapping. So how do you apply these technology? How do you choose the right solution? How do you design a right solution for your end customers? I think that is something, at least I do not see uh, 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 being offered as part of other programs. Dr. Ankit, would you like to add?
Yes. So it's difficult actually for me to say very pinpointedly mention that how it is different. See, every academic program, or for that matter any other even certificate course, is designed with certain philosophy for certain audience, target audience. So we can only talk about the program that we are offering. So I have already tried to explain that electric vehicle, the way different disciplines are blended together in that technology, that is the core philosophy that we have at our in our program, to offer that foundation, multidisciplinary foundation, to the participants. And that's where, as I mentioned earlier, there are courses from electrical, mechanical, materials primarily. Okay, so that foundation is built. And definitely it's a program particularly focused towards working professionals. That is the target audience. And that too people with relevant background, because it is a master's program. So definitely it will be difficult, to be very frank, for someone without any background of this subjects or in of this technology to actually pursue M.Tech, because as I said, M.Tech definitely is beyond B.Tech or beyond the graduation level. So that is the target audience, and that is the philosophy of the course. Now, since the target audience is working professional, and definitely the ultimate outcome of this program, as we see, is where people are able to upskill themselves and transition to better roles in the industry. That's what the idea is behind the program, or that is what the outlook that we want to see, outcome that we want to see. That's where we have we are offering this in association with evACAD, who has a record of around 14 years of experience of offering professional programs for working professional and other candidates. So as an academia, we might definitely have some limitations, where we, on the theoretical side, on the technical side, we will definitely talk about with much more clarity. But the program also requires to give exposure of the practical things which are going on, practical developments which are going on, and that's where the association with evACAD is there, and evACAD will play that critical role to offer that element of practice in each and every subject. That is what the discussion is. Even for every course, our discussion has been that a part of the course will be delivered by either some of the people from evACAD or other industry expert. That is the element that has been kept. I hope that gives you an idea about what particularly is being offered in this course.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you both. I see Praveen has raised his hand. Praveen, if you want, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Um, Thank you, Anant. Actually, I'm an software architect from the Tata Motors. Yeah, of course, Tata Technologies. I used to work for the JLR cars on the electric and the non-electric as well. Actually, yes, I tried for the IIT Chennai before, but due to last date of registration, I missed it on the e-mobility. After that, for the different purpose, I started analyzing with the different IITs who are all offering this on EV technology. So I found that IIT Bhubaneswar first. I found after that I gone through the IIT Bhilai and IIT Hyderabad as well, and different IITs which are offering this PG diploma and M.Tech course. So I analyzed of course, the credit system as well, which is offered with the different IITs, including IIT Chennai and IIT Hyderabad and IIT Bhilai. So the fee structure, how they are charging for the different things as a full time and part time. So IIT Bhubaneswar, what I found, the credits, of course, it's a good which you are offering. The number of credit which is offered is around 65, and for the full time degree, people are earning around 80 to 95 around. Compared to the IIT Chennai and IIT Hyderabad, they are also charging almost the same, 50 to 1 lakh difference of the amount. But the credits which are offered by the IIT Hyderabad and IIT Chennai are almost same as full-time degree. And coming to the IIT Bhilai, the same EV technology they are also offering, but the credits is not equivalent to the full-time degree people. And yeah, of course, they are also given an option to upgrade themselves to become an equivalent to the full-time degree. In the third semester, they will conduct one written test, and they will give the chance to become like a full-time degree equivalent people as well. Here, this is only the one query for, because getting an such a wonderful degree from the IITs is not this is one of the great opportunity, I can say. But why we are not, even though we are actually is paying 4 times of the money, why we are not able to become equivalent to the competitiveness? Because outside is again it will come to the when we tried for the any research programs, again competitiveness, again it will create the value of the degree. What I'm saying you are going to mention is a blended mode. So how this is going to be the competitiveness of this real time outside markets, and what level of means of the career related, how can we make ourselves to equal to the full time people? Is there any other possibility or any other ways to get these remaining credits, any opportunity you will create in the form of the projects. Of course, we used to work on real-time projects. Like currently, I am working on the next generation of BEV, means of electric vehicle, which is going to built by the JLR. Is not even released into the market. The currently for the hybrid and both, which are going on right now projects. So like we used to work on the current projects. Of course, we are not up to the the professors equivalent. We never be, because they are all expertise on the different concepts. So to make it ourselves to become equivalent to the full-time degree people and to give the competitiveness to the career growth in the form of equivalent to full-time degree, is there any possibility from the IIT Bhubaneswar? This is my one of the query. Is an input and query as well. Actually, I am some other location. That's why I'm continuously speaking with complete information. A little bit rainy here. I came for some civil service. Even I updated to the Farhin as well. Same. But I am asking the same queries from very long. So he just called me for 2 to 3 times to attend this session. Could you please give that type of information if possible?
Yeah. Thanks for the question, Praveen. So I would try to give you some clarity on this. See, again, I would say one thing that uh, ideally program to program comparison, like particularly it's difficult to do because every program is designed with some philosophy. Okay, every institute has their own focus areas, their own way of offering things. Okay, and that's where, okay, as a participant you can do that, but while the institute prepares, there are different objectives to it, and that's where you can
Okay,
always see differences in credits, differences in fee structure, because there are multiple factors that affects it. As far as the credit system for EVT, electric vehicle technology blended mode, M.Tech in EVT is concerned, if you
yeah,
look at the courses being offered by IIT Bhubaneswar, there are but right now there are four blended mode courses in different areas which are being offered. So this is a uh, particular thing. So there is a particular regulation for blended mode programs, and when the blended mode program was started, so EVT is being done for the first time, but the other programs are running for 2 to 3 years. So by discussing with the industry people, by discussing with the working professional, see, credit also relates to the number of hours which have to be put. Okay, so those kind of inputs were taken, and that's where a credit system was worked out, which can work for both the purposes, which should not completely discredit the genuineness of the program, but at the same time something which is workable for industry professionals. So that kind of program was worked out, and that's where you see a difference in credit for that, and that's where you see the degree as blended mode program. So definitely the degree will be blended mode M.Tech. It's not like full time M.Tech. So I hope that gives you some idea. On the fees side, it is very difficult to comment. Different institutes put them from different perspective. There are multiple factors that affect the complete fee structure. So it won't be right to very objectively comment on it. Does that help, Praveen?
Yeah, I will also like to add from the industry perspective. Praveen, I don't think anyone counts credits while recognizing the degree in automotive industry. I have not only done my master's while working, I have also worked on supporting or sponsoring candidates from GM into these degree programs. I have helped draft the policy itself for a working professional. So each credit you are looking at around 14 to 15 hours of your time. Also, you are looking at then it's simple math, right? 15 hours into 80 credits. I don't think 95 credits, 95 credits is overkill. 72 to 80 credits is what M.Tech programs are around. Okay, but okay, let's leave who is giving how many credits. It is against certain hours that you need to clock that you get those credits or earn those credits, right? And in a time frame of 2 to 3 years for a working professional,
Okay.
how many hours you are able to really genuinely spare for learning while working, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
this this is actually designed to fit that role.
Okay.
It is not a race to credits, so don't worry about the validity of the degree. Validity of the degree has, frankly, when you say equivalent to a full-time master's would be leaving the job, taking a break, if at all he or she is a working professional, and doing
Yeah,
it
yeah.
on campus, and then coming back and rejoining if that exists, if the employer is ready to wait for 1.5 to 2 years for the person to
Yeah,
complete, right? So that is one
yeah.
part. Secondly, I would say, it, apart from the credit mathematics, you are far beyond that doing these programs, because you get to immediately apply at your work some of the things that you learn, and
Yeah,
those
yeah. Okay.
things stay with you. Those things stay with you. If you immediately apply something that you learn, it stays with you for life. If
Yeah,
you
okay.
learn something and then after 2 years you try to apply it, it's difficult. You have to again revise, revisit, and all that. So I would say you are actually at an advantage, and I would say the fees is actually you are paying for that advantage. Uh,
Okay, okay.
Hopefully that makes
No,
sense.
actually, the main one of the biggest difference is there in the project also. That also I just seen that full time people they used to do that for the same amount of semesters. The difference in the project also, there is 20 credits only in the project it is there.
Yes,
So
because
actually, say if
this
your
is more
people,
hands-on. This is
uh,
more hands-on. Just doing
yeah,
coursework theory, it really doesn't build that skill. So you will
okay, okay,
be doing the projects, and you will be doing. You are already a working professional. You know what a professional project looks like. So
yeah, yeah,
it
okay,
would be actually relatively easier for you to you know, catch hold of what is expected of the project and do, as compared to a non-experienced person. There is a lot of guidance. Ankit sir can talk about it. There is a lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
guidance and conditioning, and that has to go into the learner for him or her to come to first what is expected out of the project. Here
yeah, yeah.
you are day in and day out defining projects at work. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's what actually is only one place where we have these people, not just we, I didn't apply it even. Is one of the good
Mhm.
opportunity to communicate first of all about the queries. It's no, no, everyone they won't give first this opportunity. So
Yeah.
any possibility to give this kind of complete credits earning kind of thing, that's really helpful for I think everyone. That's my just opinion. Even I'm not a decider. This is one of the humble request. We only can request. We cannot do anything more than that. This is one
No,
of
no,
the requests
that's
from my
fair.
end
Yeah,
for the
it's a
IIT
fair request. I think there
as
is
like
a
a
talk of
yeah,
credit bank and all also, right,
yeah.
Dr. Ankit? Not sure
Only just to make this
that is
course
rolled out there.
compatible to the IIT Hyderabad and IIT Chennai. This request is also for
Don't do that. Don't do that. We are not
okay.
doing any
Yeah.
compatibility comparison mathematics. Okay, 80, 80, 80 सब एक
Okay,
लाइन में
okay,
गधा घोड़ा एक बराबर. Don't do
That's
that.
what Praveen.
There is no need to
okay,
do that.
I would also highlight
okay.
on the same thing. See, it is not about comparing. Every course has its own philosophy. So the
Yes, yes,
being
yeah.
what being offered is with being offered with certain philosophy. And
Okay,
as
okay.
far as our what if you ask me what we will be following up from here, are we
Yeah,
able
yeah.
to fulfill what we started for? Okay, that is what we will be actually tracking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't think it will be right to compare like just one to one based on fees, based
Okay.
on credits. So yeah.
Not only comparison, actually, of course, we may won't spend that much of time when we are loading with a lot of project work. That also you people are giving an opportunity to become certain degree, but at least by the allowed to increase it from the 2 years to 2.5 years per person to earn some credits, more credits, which is make it equivalent to the full time degree. That's really useful for
You
the
can keep
next level of
now you
next
can
level of
keep
research. That's
taking
it.
courses, Praveen. Praveen, credit
Yeah,
bank
yeah.
system, if not rolled out already, it will come. You can accumulate as many credits as you want. Don't worry about it, but the objective is
Okay,
not
okay.
credits.
Yes,
For
of
the
course, of
program,
course,
the objective is not credits. It is
of course.
the recognition of the knowledge and the skill that you have gained. Credits is
Yes,
a
yes.
currency. Yeah, credit is a currency. You earn money to set an objective, not just to accumulate it in the bank,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I agree with you. But okay, this only the one which I felt. Other than that, I don't have any other because it's an
Sure.
degree from the IIT. The brand is the same. The values always will be there. Other than that, I don't have any other. One subject I just want to ask you out of the electives and all I gone through. Actually, the current EV technology, what we used to see, the fuel cell system is one of the booming one. We generally has a very big scope. That one subject to specializations, professors are there that much expertise as I seen in the list. But one subject in the electives is I didn't find. But it's really one of the future subject for the electric vehicles. This one just input I just want to add. These two only from my end. That's it.
Sure. Sure.
Okay,
Thanks.
so fuel cell as a topic is there in one of the subject, right? But a dedicated course on fuel cell you may not be able to find now. See, elective is such that the elective list will keep on growing as the program progresses. Will interact like you are giving a feedback, right? That is the intention. When we interact with participant, we understand okay what are the needs that they see in the market, and the list will keep on growing with time. Okay, so that is the idea. I take that as an input for me today, that I will certainly look into it, and if there is any program, then we can certainly offer, or we can try to design, if the relevance is there, like we can validate that with the help of evACAD, and then we can work towards this to develop an elective on that subject. Thanks for that suggestion.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Praveen, for your question and giving us those crucial feedbacks and all. Will be very helpful for us. And as Dr. Ankit said, definitely we'll all consider those feedbacks.
Sure,
Since we
sir.
are short of the time, I'll quickly move to one last question. Uh, Now, this is any one of the panelists can take it. Let's say someone has already, spent 5 to 7 years in the industry and he's not able to, progress, or he's stuck at the engineering level. Now he wants to further grow into the management side and, take more leadership positions, but still remain to the technical side. So for those type of candidates or professionals, how this program is going to help them.
So when we say promotion, what exactly it is? Of course, we look at salary, we look at designation, but promotion is actually giving you more responsibility. And what do we mean by responsibility? You are making more and more costly decisions. It is make and break. You go up to a chief engineer level or triple PM level, product portfolio manager level. You are making multi-million dollar decisions. Of course, not alone, but then by and large, you are enabled by the entire workforce, which works, I would say, below you, just from the pyramid perspective. There is no, I'm not saying one job is lower than other, but working towards that common goal. So essentially, how this program prepares you, it gives you a technology application orientation rather than a core technology research orientation. There are, of course, research and development career paths also in industry, but even in research and development, largely industry funds applied research, not pure research. Okay, so you will that will be a short, not short in the sense of time, but few steps of climb into that role. But when you are talking about program management, when you are talking about technology, product portfolio management, these type of roles, you progress towards, you have many more steps, going from say engineer or a lead engineer level all the way to chief engineer or product line manager role, right? Or even beyond that, CTO roles. So there, I think you need to do more well-rounded decision. As I said previously, just looking at the technical performance of a product is not sufficient for you to make those decisions. You also need to bring in what is the requirement, what is the local ecosystem, what is the local taxation, what is the geopolitics around the technology, and so on. So, and you also need to manage where I would produce those, how would I do, for example, conformity of production for wherever I am producing, sourcing things, and so on. So compliance. So there are so many aspects, and now even as corporates, so you have sustainability goals and all. So all these aspects have to be understood from the fundamental level and built upon for you to progress in any industry, and particularly automotive industry, so that you are able to take those decisions, right? And take up those responsible roles. So that's what promotion means basically, right? I mean, apart from the obvious two things of designation and salary, it is the responsibility of costlier and costlier decisions that you make that defines your progression through the organization or the industry. Hope that answers your question.
Okay. Since we are almost finished with the time, and I guess we have answered all the questions. And so I would like to take this moment to thank all the three panelists for taking the time and patiently answering all the questions from our participants. I mean, equally, I would like to thank all the participants for taking the time to join the session, ask their doubts and queries. One thing I would like to say is this session is not the end. If you have any further queries or doubts, you can directly reach out and fill the lead form on our website, and our academic counselor will get in touch and help you answer those queries, or you can write to us. Those mediums are always open. With this, thank you all. Have a good day.